Hi, everybody. It's so nice to think of all your smiling faces out there when I'm doing this little talk for you. I want to show you the experiments that we will do today that go with what we did last week. We talked about things, we read beautiful stories, and now I want to show you the way you can learn with your hands and your eyes and your smell and your ears and your touch. All the five senses. All right, let's sing our song first. That's hearing. Ready? Hello, children. Hello, grown-ups. Welcome to our class today. Let's all sing each other's names. Then we'll sing and dance and play. Hi to the children. Hi to the teachers. Hi, teacher. Hiya. That rhymes with papaya. And to all the animals and insects and other creatures on the planet that we're going to appreciate, like plants and birds and flowers and trees. So we're going to sing our little song about the gardens. We're going to look at the leaves today. We didn't do so much about leaves, so this time we're going to look at them very carefully. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. Gonna mulch it warm and low, gonna make it fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, God bless these seeds I sow, and warm them from below till the rain. Can you make some rain with your hands? Rain comes tumbling down. Very nice. All right. Well, I had a funny thing happen today. I went outside to the little box where I put books out for people, and somebody put a book out for me. And it was called My Five Senses by one of my favorite writers, Aliki. And I want to share with you because we're going to use it today because we're going to look at things and use our senses. The first one says, I can see with my eyes. So I want to start there, and I want to show you the leaves that I found in my garden. Pardon me, are you ready? Here we go. All right, we have big leaves and little leaves. I think the littlest leaf was lavender and arugula. This is a lettuce that you can eat. It's called arugula. Looks like a Christmas tree, right? The leaves are not very wide. They're kind of thin. And on the outside, when you look real close, you can see that there's white, kind of softer white on the middle of the leaf. That's where the water goes through from the stem up through the plant. And this is like their skin. You can eat the skin because it's yummy, it's lettuce, but the plant needs it, so you can't take it all off the plant. And then, if it had a flower, it would go into the flower through that vein. Now, a wider lettuce, you can see the vein better, right? These little guys, that takes the water to the skin so it gets hydrated, and it can produce something called chlorophyll. Can you say our magic word for the day? Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the food that the plant makes from the sun, hitting this beautiful green leaf, and it collects the sun and it turns it into something. Now, I want you to observe something, so we're going to do a little experiment, and I want you to do with me, if you can, to grab a leaf from your home, and I want you to take it and I want you to scratch it with a penny or a dime, something like that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a little board, and I'm going to scratch it so we can see the green coming out. And then I'm going to put it on this paper, which you can do at home. It's just a coffee filter. And we're going to make this get green on it so we can make it get separated when we put it in something that will go through the veins, be absorbed by the paper, just like the plant absorbs the green. So I'm going to rub, make this all mushy. See if you can see better. Mushy, 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 and put the green part, rubby, 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 on this filter, this coffee filter. And you're going to see a lot of green. Ooh, it's pretty. Can you see that green? That's so pretty. I'm going to smush some more here. Lettuce is a good one to use. So if you have lettuce in your house, you can rub it on a piece of coffee filter. And I cut it to a point so it will get all the alcohol and go up from the point up here. So we're going to smush it, smush it, smush it, rub it, rub it, rub it all the way down. So there's a lot of green. Now that green is a pretty green. It's got a lot of yellow in it. I can see that from my end. Can you see that from your end? I'm going to take another leaf. This looks like a tomato leaf, or it could be a gooseberry leaf. They're very similar. Here's a tomato leaf, actually. Yeah, and I'm going to make those get smushy too. And let's see what green color comes out of these guys. I think it's darker. Let's see. Because green is just a word, but there's a lot of greens that are different. Oh yeah, that's a really pretty one. Ooh, let's show you that. Can you see? Wow, this one's the darker one. This one's the lighter one, right? All right, that was a tomato. Now let's do the gooseberry. Let's rubby, rub, rub, squishy, squishy, squishy. All right, ready? Ooh, that's fun. You can smush it in your fingers just the same as you can do it with the cube, the little coin. And I'm going to rub, rub, rub. You can do this. You're big enough to do this and make a beautiful green that I never did before either. Isn't that fun? Wow, isn't that beautiful? All right, now here's my jar. You have a jar at home? I hope so. And here is my point at the bottom. We're going to put it in the alcohol. Alcohol is going to go up, which the word is called wicking. It's going to wick up the paper. And I'm going to put the paper here. I took the liberty of putting this on first, and I don't think I should have. So here we go. We're going to take this paper, and we're going to put it in here and let it soak up little by little. It's going to take a little while, so we're going to put it here for a little while and just leave it and let the alcohol soak up. It'll go up, 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 and it'll wick. It's called wicking when it goes up, 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 and separate the green into different color greens or whatever color is inside the green. Do you know what two colors make green? Do you remember? Yellow and what? Do you remember? Blue. Yellow and blue make green. So we have yellow. We do have it right here. Yeah. If we have yellow and green, yellow and blue, it'll make green. If you look through the light, it won't work that way. Sorry, we tried. Now, real light in the sky has three colors. And if you divide up the light that you see in the sun, if you find the colors that are made from light, you'll be surprised. There's only three main colors. There's green, there's red, and there's blue. These colors can be separated, as you know, into different colors. Yellow and blue make green. So it'll be more colors than three in the long run. But right now, there's three to learn. Three main or primary colors. Now these colors are what you find in nature. How do we find them? How are we going to see them? We can see some of them. And the most fun thing I learned this week is that hummingbirds and bees see even more colors than we do. When we see a flower that's white, they see a yellow thing in the middle. We can't see it. They have special cones, one extra cone in their eyes. A cone is this shape, right? And it goes like that, a little bit round, and it's pointy at the bottom. Inside our eyes, we have three, and they have four. With that fourth special cone, they can see colors that we can't imagine. And the flowers make those colors for them to see where the nectar is, show them. So these three colors are what we see, and the birds can see more. So cool. And bees. So these colors are visible through what we call a prism. Can you see the shape? The shape is a triangle, right? The shape is a triangle, and it breaks the colors, the white of the light, into colors. So if I were to take this outside, and you can do this outside, put this way in bright light, this little piece of plastic will break the light into different colors. I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to use this light and see if you can see. Yeah. You see the light? Oh, it's so cool. Now that light is separating into different colors. You can't see the colors too well, but can you see how it's in different lines? Those lines each have a color. When it's really bright, the light's really bright. The closer I get, the lines get sharper. I don't know if you can see, but I hope so. So I want you to see if you can do that outside. If you get a little prism like this, they're not expensive. You can get it at a store online and make it reflect. This is called reflecting when it goes on this paper from a beautiful light of the sun or a light in your house. You will make a rainbow on the paper. Isn't that fun? All right, we're going to see a few more leaves. There's big leaves. This is an iris leaf. Look how big it is. It's also thicker. This leaf has soft stuff on the inside. It keeps it cool, and the water goes in there, huh? It's like skin, but it's thicker skin, right? And here is another leaf that's very round and flat. So can you observe the difference? This has something pokey. That is a rose leaf. I'm going to turn my oven on. When I lean on it, it goes on. See the rose leaf? It's got ridges on the outside. If it were to fall, it would turn around. It would be blown by the wind. This doesn't have ridges. So can you, when you look at something called observe, feel it and see, does it have ridges, or is it smooth like the iris, or ridges like the rose? This one has soft ridges, but it does have ridges. Yeah. That's a pretty one. Yeah, it's a butterfly bush one. It's called a buddleia. And it's a butterfly bush. And the butterflies love the flower there. What else? And the ladybugs also like it. They come and they take care of our plants. They eat aphids that are not good for our garden. The aphids like to eat our plants, and I don't like them to eat our pretty plants. So all you have to do is get ladybugs, and they will eat the aphids, and the aphids won't be there to eat your plants. So you can also do this. You can take what this is. Do you see what this is? This makes little things bigger. So let's see if we can see what's bigger. Can you see? You can see the ridges and the outside edges here. Yeah, you can see everything. You can see the veins better. So here, let's see if you can see it from here. See the veins in there? Oh, that's so cool. That's where the water goes in and then makes the skin all moist of the plant and gets enough chlorophyll. That's the food. And this is the chlorophyll. And here it's starting to go up. It's starting. Can you see? Oh, let's see if the label isn't in the way. Take the label off. Ready? Yeah, I don't know if it's going to work. Well, you'll see it when I pull it out, right? Yeah, it's going to separate into different colors pretty soon. Now, leaves, like you and I, they breathe. They breathe through their skin. They are like skin. And I'm going to do an experiment. I want you to do it too. I want you to take what's called petroleum jelly. I used to use this on babies' bellies, bottoms, to make them not get red. And we're going to put it on a leaf. That makes the veins not be able to get the air from outside. And you have to put a lot on because they work really hard. They respire, respiration. That means breathing in and out. Inspire is to breathe in. Expire is to breathe out. We're going to cover these veins with this sticky stuff. And we're going to not let them breathe for a whole week. Poor leaf. And we're going to see what happens to the poor leaf. All right? So that's what we're going to do. And you're going to put it in a little box. And we're going to leave it. Hang on. For a whole week, we're going to leave this lovely leaf in here and see if it's happy or not happy. What's your guess? Put on your scientist hat. Do you think it's going to be happy if it can't breathe? I don't think so. I'm going to put it over here. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with another leaf. We're going to take a plastic bag. And we're going to let a leaf breathe. But it's going to only breathe the air in the bag. Right? So we're going to take a plant. I'm going to take a plant. I'll show you. And we are going to take this plant. And we are going to put this bag over some of the leaves, and we're going to see if something happens in the bag. Now the air could go out the bottom, right? So I need to get something to tie it together. So we're going to take a twisty and we're going to tie it together so that when the bag is tied together, the air won't come out. Let's find a good twisty. Here we go. Here's one. You see it? And we're going to twist it around the plant so that the plant can only breathe the air that's in the bag. People do this if they want more oxygen because sometimes they need it. And if you breathe in a bag, it can make oxygen, more oxygen. All right, there's my plant. Looks pretty funny with a bag over its head, right? Well, this bag is going to collect all the moisture, if it works, that this plant is breathing, all the wet air that this plant is breathing in and out that cools your backyard, that makes it cool under a tree. It cools the air, the breath of the plant. Isn't that cool? It's cool. And it also helps the birds and the plants grow because it cools the air and they don't burn. So this plant is going to be our experimenter plant. I'm going to say bye-bye, plant, and we'll see you in a few days. Is that pretty cool or what? So all you need is petroleum jelly to keep it from breathing, and all you need is a plastic bag to see how it's breathed all during the week. All right, so we have our little glass that we can look through, looking glass right through, and we can see. I just want to show you up close. My silly oven. Let's see if this works. Can you see? It's not too clear. It's green, but do you see yellow in there too? If you just look there, you can see dark and light, right? Dark and light, yellow and green. Isn't it beautiful? Nature is so beautiful. Now, some things protect the fruit, and they're not exactly leaves, but they grow from the leaf, and this is one. This is called a lantern fruit. Part of the flowers that you see have a little green part going around them. That's called a sepal. Can you say sepal? S-E-P-A-L, sepal. When the flower starts to open, whoa, the sepal opens too. Now, this is the lantern part, and this is the fruit. Some dirt got in there. I don't know how that happens. And the fruit grows on the plant. It hangs from this little stem. Yeah? And it looks like a little pretty lantern or a fairy, doesn't it? So some things that are not flowers, they're fruit, they're not leaves, but they're the casing for the leaf, for the fruit. It protects it, and it's really sweet. Now, what's really interesting about this berry is this is a cousin of the tomato. It's a berry, but it's also, if it was not yellow and it was green, it could be poison. It's called a nightshade plant. There's lots of them. We don't eat them when they're green. They're fine when they're this color. But if they were green, you'd get a tummy ache because it's a little teeny bit of poison. It's not like big poison. But they grow in a garden and they're delicious. So I want to show you what the seeds look like. And you can eat the seeds on this plant. And I want to show you compared to a strawberry where the seeds are. So flowers make fruit. Fruit usually comes from the flower. In this case, it comes from the seeds. There's no flowers on this plant. And if I take these seeds out and I dry them up or just put them in the ground, another plant may grow. The seeds are on the inside, right? But if you have a strawberry, put your scientist hat on. Where do you think? What's your hypothesis? Where are the seeds? Go in my refrigerator. I'm going to show you. The seeds are not on the inside. They're on the outside. Isn't that cool? Look at all those seeds. This is the one fruit that I know that all the seeds are on the outside. So if we look on the inside, are we going to find seeds? No, we're going to not see seeds on the inside. We're just going to see the fruit. But on the outside are the seeds. So we'd have to take these out to plant and make strawberry plants. Pretty cool, huh? Now today people make fruit without seeds. It's called hybrid fruit. And you know what? Watermelon is one where you don't have to have the black seeds anymore and you can still make a new watermelon. So you don't have to. There's ways to engineer it. It's called bioengineering, making life. All right, so I have dried one of these. So I want to show you what a gooseberry looks like when the seeds are ready for planting. Almost ready, maybe. Can you see? Here's the seeds. We have to dry the fruit. See that? Then they're ready for planting. There you go. Now you can see them, right? It's better to dry them and then put the fruit in. That is so much fun. Would you be excited if you saw a big plant come from these little baby seeds? I would. So let's see what our next sense is. Are you ready? We have done really good observing with our eyes. Now, it says, I can see with my eyes. I can hear with my ears. Leaves don't make noise, but flowers do. It is so cool. Flowers have what's called static electricity, and bees do too. Those furry guys, when they go flying in the wind, they get a charge and their hair goes like that up in the air. Like when you rub a balloon on your hair, it goes up, right? That is a form of electricity. The electrons are bouncing all around and they're making your hair go up. Looks silly, right? Well, the flowers say,
I have a negative charge. I am sad. I'm negative charge.
And the bee says, I'm a positive charge. And they love each other, positive and negative, and they come together. And the bee knows that when it hears that zzz, sound from the flower, which is real, only they can hear it, they go to the flower that has the most charge. And they hear the negative charge and they go ping. And that's where they find the best drink of their whole day, the nectar of the plant. Now, I'm going to bring you a nectar of a plant so you can see where it comes from, but I want to read this first. I can smell and smell with my nose. And when you smell a rose, it smells so good, especially when the leaves are dry. It smells so good. The rose is a cousin of an apple. Do you like the smell of an apple? I do. And you can taste it with your tongue, another sense. See, smell, taste, hear. I can touch something with my fingers. Who's touching a bunny? I do all this with my senses. I have 5 senses. When I see the sun or a frog or my baby sister, I can use my sight. I'm seeing. When I have a drum or I hear a drum or a fire engine or a bird, I use my hearing. Okay, you guess the next one. Ready? When I smell soap or a pine tree or cookies, I use my sense of smell. When I drink milk and eat my food, I use my sense of taste. And when I touch a kitten or a balloon or water, I use my sense of touch. Now, sometimes I use all my senses at once. Sometimes I use only one. I'm going to ask you a really fun question, even your grown-up. What fruit has all the senses? You can touch it, smell it, hear it, taste it, and see it. All the 5. Let's see if you can guess. When I finish the book, I'll tell you. When I look at the moon and the stars, I use one sense. I am seeing. Can you see? When I laugh and play with my puppy, I use 4 senses. See, hear, smell, and touch. When I bounce a ball, I use 3. Touch, hear, and see. Sometimes I use more of one sense and less of another. But each sense is very important to me because it makes me aware. To be aware is to see all there is to see. Hear all there is to hear. Smell all there is to smell, yummy cookies. And taste all there is to taste. Okay, are you ready? Wherever I go, whatever I do, every moment my senses are working and they make me aware. Can you guess what fruit has all the five senses? Touch, smell, see, hear, and taste. I'm going to go in my refrigerator and get it. All right, you ready? Make the song. Dun da da da. Dun da da da. Did you guess? Did anybody guess? I'll tell you. It is, oh, Mickey Mouse. Look at that. Mickey Mouse is on the front. Mickey Mouse knows the answer. What is it? An apple. The apple you can see, can touch. You can smell it. It smells very fresh. You can taste it. And you can hear it because it's crunchy. Now I'm going to cut this apple. I'm going to tell you a little story. Once upon a time, there was a little apple. It wanted to be like its daddy and mommy. They were so tall. They were so big. Their branches were so high that they touched the sky. This little apple said, I'm just a little tree and I can't do all that. One day, can't I be a big, beautiful apple tree and touch the stars with my hands? My branches, really. Mommy and Daddy said, be patient. Can you say that? Be patient. Well, it's hard for a little apple to be patient. And it's hard for a little tree to be patient. So, what happened? The little baby tree with the little apple had to wait. And had to wait a long time. It had to wait till one winter was past. There were no flowers, no fruits on its branches. There were hardly any leaves. Oh, that winter seemed so long. Why can't I touch the sky and reach the clouds and touch the stars? Mommy and Daddy, what did they say? Be patient. Okay, said the tree. So the little tree grew a little bit bigger, and then the leaves came out in the spring. Oh, they were so pretty. The birds loved them. The birds hid under the beautiful leaves for shade. The butterflies slept under them because they protected them. The insects ate them, and some of them ate the insects, so they still had some left. And there was a lovely picnic underneath that tree with all the leaves. But the tree still wasn't happy. She said, I like making picnic places for people, but I want my branches to touch the sky. I want to touch the sky and feel the stars and the clouds. What did Mommy and Daddy say? Be patient. Okay. Well, after the spring, what happens? The spring leaves open, the little sepal opens, and then a flower comes out. Ooh, so pretty apple blossoms. They're white. They're really pretty. Oh, but there's not enough reach. I can't reach anymore, even though I'm so beautiful now. Oh, I'm a little taller, but I'm still small. What do you think? What do you think Mom and Dad said? Be patient. So he was. And then next, the end of summer, right into the fall, he grew and grew and grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. And the apples grew and grew and grew and grew, so sweet and delicious. In fact, they grew so much that some of them grew so ripe they couldn't hold on to the tree anymore. And they fell down, crash onto the ground. Well, people ate them. They were happy. Poor people didn't have any food. They ate them. The apple tree wasn't happy. He said, I wanted to grow all the way so I could touch the stars. I don't feel as special as you, he said to his mommy and his daddy. So his mommy and daddy put him to bed that night. And the wind was blowing and rocking him. And they said, little tree, do you know how special you are? Inside of you, inside of every apple that falls from the ground to the ground is something that you will see, that you wanted the whole time. It's finally here. What? Am I tall? Am I big? Can I reach the sky? Can I touch the stars? They said, well, you can touch a star. We're going to show you, and I'm going to show you. Inside every apple, just like inside each one of you, is something nobody else has. It's special. Doesn't mean you're better than anybody. It just makes you different. And you want to be the best you can be, right? You don't want to be better or worse than someone else because there's no such thing. Because there's so many ways to be good. You will never have enough ways to be all the way better than somebody. Doesn't even matter. In the forest, we need a big, strong tree like a sequoia tree to help the whole forest floor stay together with their roots. And we need the little trees with the shallow roots to hold the topsoil down, the soil on top, so that it doesn't roll away in the wind and the rain. And those big trees can't do what the little trees can do. So you can do something that someone else can't do. You just have to find out what you can do. So here's the secret. Here it is. Do you see the star? You and this little tree have something inside you that never goes away, always comes back. And it's that star, what makes you unique. And that little apple tree had a special dream that night, a special story, and a special night, because he realized he did have a star inside him. He could touch it and feel how unique he was. And I think that's a great story. Do you? That's called the Apple Tree Story. And I wanted to sing a song for you about a tree. Are you ready? We sang one about plants. Here's one a tree. All right. Can you clap your hands or can you sway like a tree? There's a part that I want you to bend over. Ready? I'd like to be just like a tree that knows just when to bend, and it knows when you can take a stand, helping strangers put those branches out, helping a friend by giving them shade or an apple to eat. Here we go, do it again. I'd like to be just like a tree, knows just when to bend, and it knows when you should take a stand, helping strangers, helping a friend. Reach out very big arms, give them a flower, give them a piece of fruit. If you have a nasturtium, that's an orange flower with yellow in the middle, there's a little part that's touching the stem, and then there's a little part that has a little nectar in it, and you can eat that, or a honeysuckle. We'll show it to you next time. We've got to finish, but I'm going to sing our goodbye song, and thank you for learning with me about all the plants and all the things that light does. With our eyes, we can see it. One more thing we can do with our senses is see the light and see a rainbow. Now it's time to say goodbye. If you are sad, it's okay to cry. Let's sing everybody's names and then we'll sing more songs and games. Bye to the children, bye to the teachers. Thank you, Michelle, Teacher Michelle, for helping everyone. Thank you, Teacher Chaia, that's me, whose name rhymes with papaya. Very nice, you guys. What fun it is to teach you guys. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye. And happy Father's Day, day after to all the nice fathers. All the fathers that do so much for their children. Thank you. All right, bye now.